Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have brand new statements from Sony themselves. They actually had official statements on two different aspects of the PlayStation 5 restocks, and overall just general things going on with it. And I feel like they're both very, very important to go and talk about, especially if you guys out there are still trying to get your consoles, you have friends trying to get one, or you guys just want to be in the know for everything that's going on with Sony itself. We have official documents, and basically, if you guys don't know, when it comes to financials, typically every quarter or so, major companies kind of have to go and address everyone who holds stock in the company and give hey, here's an issue, how we're gonna fix it. Here's good news, how we're gonna fix it. Here's the overall numbers and production numbers and all that stuff. So you can kind of go and base it on basically because you're it's a shareholder meeting. I'm sure all you guys know about that. So we actually got a lot of information from major Sony higher ups. A lot of it's kind of bad, but also because I don't really like these types of really bad doom and gloom titles. There's also some good news as well mixed on in that I'm going to go talk about. So very interesting news about to come on through those videos. So let's go dive in the actual video itself. If any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on for Sony news, restock news, gaming news, whatever it is, or be subscribed for our ongoing PS5 giveaway as well. Leave a like if you guys enjoy these types of videos, and of course, leave your thoughts down below. You have the Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc in digital for you guys to go check and see. The Twitter and Twitch stream link down below, and of course, the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock, free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. Always linked down below. That's actually down in this video itself. So, as I mentioned, it's going to be a little bit on the bad news and more so based on the title, but there's also some very intriguing news that we may go and try to elaborate on in the future too as well. So let's go dive into this right here. So this article basically just came out today from the Video Game Chronicle saying Sony says it's unlikely that the PS5 supplies will drastically improve this year, which that's just doom and gloom. That's just bad news. And I think a lot of us kind of expected that. Mainly just on, how hard it is for the restocks or whatever. Now, I do want to keep you guys positive. The restocks are still happening. Even today, we even had Target and GameStop restock. We have a lot of restocks on the way. And of course, they're going to keep on making a lot of consoles, producing a lot of consoles. And they've actually done very well in terms of how many consoles they've also made. So it is overall good news. It's just really bad because the demand is so high. So keep on a positive note for this one. And also another thing we're going to touch on throughout this video. The company suggests, Sony, it could cope by altering designs or finding a new component source. Now, that's very, very good news over there. That's very, very good news, and I want to talk about that. So let's go dive into it. So Sony has said it's unlikely that supplies of PlayStation 5 consoles will drastically improve in its current fiscal year, which ends now on March 31st, 2022. So for the next year. Now, of course, you guys might be thinking, I'm never going to get a console. When it comes to this, Sony is the fastest selling console right now. So even though you might think that's not it's sad, it's just the demand is so much higher than usual with the pandemic and everything. But they're still doing really good. They're bumping a lot of consoles, and all things considered, Sony actually is doing very well. In its latest financial report published on Wednesday, the corporation reported that PS5's Wednesday today, corporation reported that the PS5 shipped numbers are slightly ahead of where the PS4 was during the same period. Sony said its current target for the PS5 second FY fiscal year was exceeded the 14.8 million PS4 consoles managed. So they're trying their best to go beat the PS4. However, speaking during an investor call following its results, transcribed by Video Game Chronicles, Sony's CFO said the company did not expect to completely resolve supply issues, which have seen PS5 widely sold out since launch. So I'm sure you guys all know. Hiroki Totoki said Sony was currently considering, and this is actually the bigger news when it comes to this stuff, was currently considering various solutions to help it cope with the global shortage of hardware components, including potentially altering hardware designs or sourcing secondary suppliers. Now, that's huge news right there, mainly because they're kind of seeing that there's so many issues, they're not able to produce as many consoles as they would like, and because of all of this, they're kind of having these weird issues where it's we need something. It's kind of like when your friend just you give your friend $100 to go and help you mow your lawn once a week, and they just never show up. So eventually okay, I gotta go hit up Jim from across the other street to go help on out. As I said earlier, we're aiming for more sales volume than the PS4 during year 2, that ongoing next year. But can we drastically increase the supply? No, that's not likely. So all around, very interesting news on that. The shortage of semiconductors is one factor, but there are other factors that will impact the production volume. So at present, we'd like to aim at beating basically the PS4, which I think is a good goal. Basically, like, I'm in the same boat. You always want to make the next generation just slightly better in terms of graphics, in terms of internals, in terms of sales, in terms of games. I respect that. As specifically about the shortage of semiconductors, which is affecting all consumer electronics industries from smartphones to cars, Totoki suggested Sony had means which it could go and cope. So this is like good news overall. For example, we could find maybe a secondary resource, or by changing the design, we could cope, the executive said. In the electronics products and solutions business, we took a flexibility maneuver at an FY fiscal year 2021. We like to flexibility adapt to the situation. So basically, these are really nice statements coming from Sony where they're like, yeah, we can see other options. They're not confirmed yet, but they're working on it. And of course, they also have kind of the doom and gloom where it's like, yeah, we just can't make more, which is okay. We kind of know that. So this is actually really good news in terms of how they're going to handle up the PS5. In the electronics products and solutions business, we took a flexibility remover. So basically, that's more so stating for they were just trying their best, trying to cope the best they can, which I can respect. Sony's comments follow Microsoft's warning during its own financial results this week, in which it said it expects the Xbox Series X and S supply issues to continue in the coming months. So it's like a mixture of like good news and bad news, mainly because like we know the stock is there, they're making as much stock as they can, but it's really hard because they just can't actually have it being produced because everything is so bogged down. But I do really like this statements, and I want to kind of continue talking on that. We'll probably maybe have more updates throughout the weeks as we get maybe more, is on the fact that they want to go and actually produce and work with other companies to go and help actually make stuff happen. So this kind of comes into the actual regards of like, hey, like just AMD is doing okay, but let's see if we can maybe try to find another company or have another semiconductor company or work with like TSMC and basically try to outsource in any way they can. They didn't specifically go and state on how they want to do it as well. Like there's a lot of different other various major players in that, but I'm sure with Sony, they're going to be making consoles for the next 20 years plus. As well, they're going to keep on making the PlayStation 5s for a very long time, and I'm sure they could probably find a major company that's willing to go and work with them. To kind of go wind down this too as well, we'll have a little bit more extra thoughts, and I would love to hear your thoughts down below for sure. AMD, which makes the chips inside the Xbox Series X and S and PS5, also said in late January that it expected supply issues through the first half of 2021. We've covered that, we've talked about that, and it's kind of expected, and a lot of people are saying it's going to go on a little bit extra longer. In the games industry, console manufacturers have struggled with stock shortages for a year now, which we've kind of been noticing because literally ever since even the pre-order of all the PlayStation 5s, they've been out of stock. India's been having issues and even literally making campaigns to try to get more consoles in their country. Japan has like nothing. UK is slowly kind of getting up there in terms of stock, which is nice. We respect that, but yeah, it's just been rough ever since, everything kind of shut on down, especially with all the supply chains having issues. And of course, the major issue is always that gaming devices are, everyone wants to play them. Everyone wants to get the consoles. They're bored. They got stimulus checks. All that stuff all put together just makes it a lot harder for all of us still to go find our PlayStations or, Xboxes, GPUs, whatever we're looking for. And then last month, Samsung became the largest tech company yet to voice concerns over their chip shortages by revealing it's actually skipping the launch of the new Galaxy Note phone this year. So I do want to kind of go back to these other two major things and have a major focus on this. I do want to say this is very good news. Now, the overall article is kind of bad because they're saying there's going to be like, shortages still and all of that. And I'm sure I'll have a video up in like the next few days saying bad news, PS5 restock stuff. Because it really is like some good news on them trying to find solutions. Some bad news on like maybe a factory burns down. Like it kind of goes all over the place when it comes to this stuff. So if you guys never mind the titles, I just kind of go all caps and just grow with the titles of anything. But when it comes to these two statements of the Hiroki Totoki basically saying that they're actually considering other various solutions, that's huge. Mainly because if they can also maintain their current actual production, as well as work in other major suppliers and supply chain, semiconductor, display drivers, whatever you're going for, people to go and keep on making more consoles, that's huge. But on the secondary thing is on the fact that they want to maybe go and potentially alter their hardware designs. Now that almost goes and warrants like its own video by itself, but that is insane. The fact that they're potentially wanting to go and literally change the hardware and the proper production of the console to make more actual consoles. Now, I think for most people, they'd probably rather just go and do like more sourcing other stuff from other companies. That makes more sense. I would understand that because all the chips are pretty much the same as long as you can remake them. But I think it'd be even more intriguing that they would actually want to go and change the hardware designs. Some for sure stuff like this will probably maybe go and see more statements in the upcoming weeks or whatever. So you guys see kind of like a similar video in the future. Don't mind that. But this is very intriguing news to go and see. And overall, it's kind of like a little bit of a negative, but also a little bit of a positive too as well. But it is kind of cool that they are open for improvements, and they also could actually potentially solve up the PS5 restock issues. Same with the Xboxes as well. You know, this is more of a Sony issue, but just more so outsourcing or finding a better company that'd be able to go and maintain all this stuff. So very, very interesting things. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, of course, and definitely leave your thoughts down below. Always make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, or be subscribed for our ongoing PS5 giveaway. We also have the Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc and digital, and of course the Weeble. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock, free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. And always I'll definitely follow the Twitter just for restock news or anything else in general. I love you guys all so much, and I'll see you guys up on the next video tomorrow. We'll probably have some good ones, so be on the lookout for that. Love you guys.